Movie 32 presenting. I Am Hero 2015. At the beginning of the movie we are shown a boy named Suzuki who was a manga artist. Manga is a type of sketch. Suzuki was working very hard on his manga. But he doesn't find any publisher who likes his manga and publishes it well. Now Suzuki has to do odd jobs due to lack of work. Then we learn that Suzuki also had a girlfriend named Takeo. Takeo felt bad for Suzuki because even though Suzuki was such a good artist, he couldn't find work. But as time progressed, Takeo also started getting frustrated with Suzuki because Suzuki lived in Takeo's house and Takeo used to bear more than half of his expenses. Then one day there is a fight between these two, wherein Takeo gets angry and throws Suzuki out of the house. After which Suzuki leaves with his luggage. Then it is shown in the news channel that some kind of virus has arrived in the city. People who are affected by it are losing their mental balance and are biting each other like animals, due to which this virus is spreading rapidly in the city. After which we see Suzuki sitting in the park dejectedly because he has no home to live in. So he spends the whole night in this park and in the morning he goes to his work, where his boss gives him a lot of work to complete the quest. So Suzuki starts working all night in the office, during which he receives a call from Techo, where she apologizes to Suzuki for her bad behavior and invites him back to her house. But Suzuki could not go due to a lot of work. But from Techo's voice, it seemed that his health was very bad. So Suzuki immediately goes to her house in the morning. But even after knocking on the door, Techo does not open the door. Suzuki voices him several times, but no response comes from inside, which makes Suzuki feel a bit off. So he tries to look inside through the letter slot, where Tiku was twisting her body awkwardly inside. When Suzuki calls her, she comes to him acting very strange and suddenly attacks him. Then his appearance was very scary. She was repeatedly trying to cut the sook as if she was not in control, from which we understand that the virus had also made Techo its victim. That is, Tiku had become a zombie. After which Suzuki wants to push Takeo inside the house to save himself. But Takeo moves very strangely and attacks him with her legs as well. When Takeo was about to cut her, Suzuki stopped the door in the middle. But Takeo starts cutting that door too, due to which all his teeth are broken. But it doesn't matter, as if he doesn't feel the pain. After which she drags Suzuki inside and starts attacking him. Suzuki tries hard to avoid her but finally she cuts him. Now in self-defense, when Suzuki pushes her back, a pointed trophy enters Takeo's head and she dies there. Seeing all this, Suzuki was scared. He immediately picks up his stuff and leaves for his office. Arriving at the office, Suzuki sees his friend holding a baseball bat with a lot of blood on it as he killed an infected man. Then his boss also comes there and he too has now become a zombie. Seeing him, Suzuki's friend gets scared. Also kills the boss. But Suzuki could not understand what was happening to these people. To which his friend says that maybe it is some kind of virus that is slowly spreading in the city. If these infected people, i.e. zombies, bite a normal person, then he will also become a zombie like them. Will go, so I had to kill these people to save myself. Now hearing her talk, Suzuki gets scared because he too was bitten by Takeo, a zombie. But the question was why Suzuki hadn't converted into a zombie yet. In fact, all of Takeo's teeth were already broken. So despite being bitten, Suzuki doesn't get infected, and that's when his friend also starts to become a zombie. Because he too was bitten by a zombie. But he would have completely turned into a zombie. Before that he cuts his own throat. Seeing this, Suzuki gets scared and immediately runs away to the city, where he sees many military airplanes flying in the sky. This meant that the city was on emergency alert. More than half of the people in the city had become zombies and the remaining people were being infected by cutting them. Suzuki avoids them and approaches a taxi. Then a girl named Hiromi also comes there. She was also running away from the zombies. Then a man wearing suit boots comes and sits in the taxi. Suzuki and Hiromi also get into the car with him. The taxi driver immediately starts driving away. Now the man with the suit boots starts to become a zombie as he was also bitten by a zombie and he was now infected. As soon as he becomes a zombie, that man starts attacking these people, during which he cuts the taxi driver. That man starts attacking Suzuki too, but Suzuki pushes him out of the car. But that man grabs his leg and starts pulling him down. But Suzuki somehow redeems himself with Hiromi's help. But another problem arises in front of them, because that taxi driver was now becoming a zombie after being bitten by that man. Now by becoming a zombie, that driver loses his consciousness, due to which their car has a big accident, due to which Suzuki and Hiromi faint. But when they come to their senses, they see that the entire city has been destroyed by zombies. After which, with the help of the internet, they come to know that this virus has spread throughout the city. People exposed to this virus become zombies. A human loses its memory after becoming a zombie. But those people do not forget their work, i.e. their profession. After this he comes to know about a mountain, where there was no sign of this virus. So both of them go that way. Now while going it was night and at the same time he was also hungry. So seeing a safe place they both stay there. Now that it's morning, Suzuki sees that Hiromi has a zombie scar on her neck. But Hiromi explains that the mark is from a child's bite. I haven't been bitten by any zombies. If I had been infected, I would have turned into a zombie. Now Suzuki also believes in him. After this, both of them leave for that mountain. But on the way, Hiromi tells him that you should complete the further journey alone. Can't come with you. Suzuki does not understand why Hiromi is saying this to him. But suddenly, Hiromi turns into a zombie. That is, that scar on the neck was the bite of a zombie. Seeing this, Suzuki starts running away from there. While running, he sees a man on the way. But when Suzuki goes to ask him for help, he realizes that the man is a zombie. As soon as he sees the zombie Suzuki, he attacks him. But he could do something to Suzuki. Before that, Hiromi comes there and saves him. Hiromi then extends her hand to Suzuki, which lets us know that she wasn't completely turned into a zombie. She was half human and half zombie. Now Suzuki gets scared and leaves with his belongings. But he cannot leave Hiromi like this and takes her with him. The next day, Suzuki puts it on his shoulder and starts moving, where he gets a shopping cart on the way. Suzuki puts Hiromi in it and starts moving forward. Where he goes a little further, he sees a shop. But that shop was completely destroyed by zombies. Now Suzuki was selecting some clothes for himself inside the shop when the owner of the shop came there, who had now become a zombie. He asks Suzuki, "What do you want?" By saying this, he attacks him. But then a girl named Yabu comes and saves Suzuki. Yabu was not alone. With him, there were a few more survivals. These people lived on the terrace of a building so that zombies could not reach these people. When these people had to bring food, one group of them would draw the attention of the zombies by shouting or banging pots from the terrace, and taking advantage of this, another group of them would bring food from behind. Now these people also give Suzuki and Hiromi a place to stay there. But Suzuki doesn't tell these people that Hiromi is half human and half zombie. He pretends to be sick and blindfolds Hiromi so that no one can see her fire. There was a man named Laura among those people who is the leader of all these people. Now Laura likes the short gun that Suzuki had because Suzuki's gun was very old and rare. Now at night, Yabu asks Suzuki when he met Hiromi. To which Suzuki explains that he and Hiromi met when he was fleeing town. Yabu reveals that she is a nurse. She herself will take good care of Hiromi. Now next day Laura tells everyone that food is running out, so we have to go out to get food. Before that he asks Suzuki for his short gun. Laura says that she is the leader of this group, so this gun should be with him. But Suzuki flatly refuses to give the gun, at which Laura and her men threaten to kill Hiromi. But when they go to catch Hiromi, Hiromi picks them up and throws them away, because becoming a zombie had given him power. But during this, her blindfold comes off and everyone realizes that Hiromi is a zombie. Now to save Hiromi, Suzuki pulls a gun on them and says that he will shoot Laura if she does anything to Hiromi. But despite this, Laura kills Hiromi with an air gun. Laura's men then take Suzuki's gun and beat him badly. After this, Laura is very angry with Laura and asks why she killed Hiromi. In fact, His men had a dirty look at Hiromi. So they get angry at Lura and say that Lura is not their leader. All people are equal here. Lura does not like this at all. Later, when Suzuki goes to see Hiromi, Yabu tells him that Hiromi is still alive. His pulse is moving. Yabu says don't worry about Hiromi at all. I will take care of him. After which everyone goes to get food. But Laura had other plans going on in her mind. He wanted to show everyone that he is the leader of everyone. He wanted to get his honor back. So Laura goes to the control room and turns on the speaker in the hall where everyone came to get food, which causes all the zombies to come inside the hall and start killing everyone one by one. But Suzuki hides inside a locker to protect himself. We then see an outdoor scene where an athlete zombie runs from a distance and takes a high jump to reach the same terrace where everyone lived. He then attacks everyone on the zombie terrace. When Yabu finds out about this, she goes into hiding with Hiromi and uses a walkie-talkie to inform Suzuki that a zombie has attacked the terrace. At which Suzuki tells them to come to the basement anyway. Now when there is no sound from outside, Suzuki comes out of that locker. But as soon as he comes out, a zombie attacks him and bites his hand, which scares Suzuki. He immediately attacks the zombie and runs away. But he was bitten by a zombie. But there was nothing like that. In fact, he had tied many watches on his hands and because of this, his life was saved. Suzuki then runs to the basement where he finds his short gun. Soon Yabu and Hiromi also reach there. But they meet Laura on the way who has now turned into a zombie. Seeing these two, Laura attacks them. But he could do something to them. Before that, Suzuki blows his head off with his gun. After which more of his friends come there. Then all these people start running away from there together. But then all the zombies come there and surround them. To escape from the zombies, Suzuki starts shooting them with his gun. But some zombies kill their companions as well. Followed by Suzuki one-on-one kills all the zombies. Where only Suzuki, Hiromi and Yabu were left in their group. Now these three were leaving from here when that athlete zombie came in front of them. Seeing him, Suzuki fires several shots at him. But that zombie jumps and dodges all the bullets. But after many attempts, Suzuki shoots him. But despite this, the zombie does not die. He then stands up and walks towards these people. Where there were no bullets in Suzuki's gun anymore. But as that zombie attacks them, Suzuki also runs away and blasts his head off with his gun. That kills the zombie on the spot. After which these three sit in the car and leave it towards the mountain. And this movie ends here with this scene.